Hi guys, I'm Keta from IT Life Club, and in this clip I'll be talking about the ServiceNow Next Experience user interface. I have intentionally called it the Next Experience user interface because if you have ever interacted with the ServiceNow user interface before, you might have seen something like this. And this is totally fine as the functionalities are more or less the same, but in this clip we are going to focus only on the Next user interface experience, which was launched along with the San Diego release in the second quarter of 2022. This user interface is designed to be accessed by all types of users, and it is also known as the backend side of ServiceNow. However, in time, the companies realized that this user interface is not that friendly for an end user who doesn't have any technical knowledge. Therefore, a separation has been done between native UI used by technical users and Service Portal used by end users. The Service Portal is a different story, however, one that I will be talking about in a different clip. Now, as we navigate to the native UI homepage, we can identify two main components, the unified navigation header and the content frame. Starting with the left part of the unified navigation header, it contains the logo and the page header caption, which can be both customized, different navigation tabs such as All, Favorites, History, Workspaces, and Admin. All of these tabs will take you to the applications that you need to work with, and what is worth mentioning is that you can choose to pin each one of them below the logo should you want to, or add any applications to favorites by clicking on the star icon. As soon as you do that, you will find your bookmarked application below the Favorites navigation tab. There is even more to it because the Favorites menu can be customized even further by clicking on the Edit button, and from here you can choose the application or module that you want to edit and then choose between a color that catches your attention, an icon, and don't forget to save your changes by clicking on Save Edits. Of course, in case you will change your mind, you can continue to personalize your items or remove them by clicking on the X button. The history option, I believe that it speaks for itself. It will showcase the last modules or options you have interacted with. Next, we have the Workspaces navigation, which will only show the workspaces that you have been assigned to. For instance, if you are a person that is supposed to work with reports, then you will probably only have access to the Platform Analytics workspace, but that is just an example. As a system administrator, you get access to a dashboard called Admin Home, in which you will get an overview of the instance you are responsible for, or to the IT adoption journey, a place in which the instance can be enhanced and automated by installing different applications. Now moving forward, let us briefly talk about the Contextual application pill. Its main purpose is to display the name of the application you are currently using and also allows you to mark it as a favorite in a convenient way. Going to the right hand side now, we have the global search filter in which you can look up a record such as an incident, problem, change, or why not even an application. The globe icon lets you select between the global application and scoped ones. Now that I have mentioned it, and without going into too many technical details, the global applications can communicate with each other without any boundaries, whereas a scoped application is a custom one that has restrictions in place when it comes to fully interact with global ones, with the ultimate purpose of preventing damage to anything outside of their scope. The other option is called Update Set, and what this does, again at a high level so that I don't bore you with technical explanations, an update set is a group of configuration changes that can be moved from one instance to another. By using this feature, the administrators can move these changes as a unit to other systems for testing or deployment purposes. Should you need help with the page that you're currently viewing, just click on the Show Help icon. And in case there is no information available, you can directly check the ServiceNow documentation by clicking on the Browse Product Documentation hyperlink. Now, if you have been assigned with a task, or there is something that needs your approval, or basically anything that is pending with you, it will be made visible under the notification icon. Lastly, there is the profile icon, which can open the profile page of the user from where we can add or edit personal details such as first name, last name, contact details, time zone, or title. Do notice that there are links at the bottom, and probably the most important and used one is the reset password option. Going back to the user profile dropdown, the next element is called Intuitively Preference, and in here we have different options related to display, accessibility, notifications, or debugging. An important aspect is that these settings will be applied only for the logged in user, and he can change things like time zone, the team, or check and uncheck what notifications should be sent. The next option on our list is called Impersonate User, and it is an important one as this option is enabling administrators to view and act as a specific user without knowing their password. Why would you do that is what you are asking? Well, let's imagine that you have assigned a role to a fulfiller group and granted them access to a certain application. Instead of going to one of the members and ask them to check if the changes were successful, you can now do it yourself. Next, we have the Elevate Role option, and this is giving the security administrators the right to change high security settings. Now, before logging out of your current session and not only, you may need to print the data, and that's what the printer-friendly version does. Finally, the last option will be Logout, which will close the session for the logged-in user. At the beginning of the clip, I was mentioning that the user interface is composed out of the unified navigation header and the content frame. Since we are done with the unified navigation header, let us continue and talk about the content frame. It displays content pages when users select modules in the navigation header, and what is worth remembering is that the pages in the content frame render data in many ways depending on the page type selected, like lists, dashboards, forms, and so on. That's it for now, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this clip, found it useful, and if you did, give us a like, comment if you have questions, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.